Welcome to our Area Podcast, where you will learn everything you need to know about how to measure and calculate area. This is episode 1, What is Area? This episode will be an introduction to our topic, where we will look at definition and the basics of calculating area. Let's get started. First, what exactly is area? Area is the measurement of how much surface a figure covers. You may be asking yourself why this would ever be an important measurement to have. There are many occupations or jobs that find area every single day. One example would be an architect. An architect is responsible for coming up with floor plans that detail how much space a building will cover once it's built. Architects have to calculate area so that people can figure out if there will be enough space for their building in the place that it will be built. Take a second to think of some other reasons it may be important for someone to know the area their building covers. Can you think of some other occupations that may need to use area? Let's give you a minute to think and jot down a response in your notebook. Feel free to pause our podcast to take some extra time. Here are some other occupations that may need to use area on a daily basis. The next concept we will cover is how to find area. Area is not measured using length, like a piece of string or the length of a road. Area is measured in something called square units. A square unit has equal sides, where each side represents a length of 1 unit. The square unit covers a space within a shape. We cover the inside of a shape or region with square units to measure area. To calculate an area, we must count up how many square units fit inside of the shape to cover it completely. Once we count up all the squares, we name the area using a number and a label. The label, when a specific unit of measure is not given, will be square units. Let's see an example. To find area, I am only going to count the squares that are inside of this region. Let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We counted a total of 8 squares, which means that the area of this figure is 8 square units. Now take a second to practice counting square units to find area. There are 2 figures here. You can pause the podcast or work within the time we have given. In your notebook, record the area of each figure by recording the number of squares on their inside and label your answer with square units. Let's check and see how you did. Figure 1 should have a total of 16 square units, and Figure 2 should have a total of 14 square units. Now that we can find area by counting square units, let's give some new names to these units. When no specific unit measure is given for your figure, we use the term square unit. However, you may notice that a figure is measured using common units, such as centimeters, inches, or even feet. In a figure such as this, each side of the unit used to measure the inside would be a length of 1 with a label of whatever label is given. For example, a figure measured in square inches means that the squares used to cover the inside of the shape have side lengths of 1 inch. Since I'm not measuring from one point to another, I can't label area using just inches. I measure by covering using a square, which is why my unit will be square inches. Let's try it out. Here are 2 figures. Each one is being measured by a different type of unit. In your notebook, find the area of each, then label it appropriately. Make sure to pay special attention to the types of square units being used. Let's check and see how you did. The first one was measured in square centimeters, and there were a total of 20 squares, which means that the area was 20 square centimeters. The second figure was measured in inches, and we counted a total of 6 squares. That means that the area was 6 square inches. To finish up our episode, let's compare the size of the 2 units we've used in our practice. In your notebook, jot down what you notice is similar and different about the 2 different types of square units. Feel free to use illustrations, a chart, Venn diagram, or words to describe what you see. two units share a few points. The first is that they represent one square unit of their measurement. The other shared characteristic is that they are all square in shape. While all of the units represent one square unit, they are all different sizes. This is because the length of their sides is different. The size of 1 inch is larger than 1 centimeter. When we put them on the top of one another, the difference is very obvious. So, while they may each be representing the same quantity of square unit, they will cover different size areas due to the difference in the size of the unit. Our episode has come to a close. To close out your work for episode 1, please visit your Kahoot challenge on our website. See you next time.